let's continue then. We now have this hello world on our phone, but it's a black screen. It's like there's no design, just a little bit horrible. So what can we do to polish it a little bit? Then we are now coming to play with some of the widget to set it up nicely and beautiful, as we saw in the previous videos, about where you have that nice little plus button, that's floating button. When you click it, then there is an increment. So we are now coming to polish the app. So for us to polish the app, let's get to Flutter's website and see. So we have Flutter. So to get to their docs, what you have to do is you have to come here, then we click on the docs, which will give us this page. And what are we searching for? We are searching for widgets catalog. Then we come to the widgets catalog. These are all the widgets that they are having. Most frequently used widget. So let's get to the basics here. Then we'll start with this widget called a scaffold widget. So here too, you can play with the code and see how scaffold widget work. So if we add a scaffold widget inside our code, you get the ability to add something like an app bar. You get to add a body. You get to add a floating action button like this one. You get to add a bottom navigation. So I guess you can come back and read it yourself. So let's build this scaffold widget. So if you want to build this scaffold widget, we should first trash our hello world and then put on a scaffold widget. So now it's gone. Let me save and let's continue. So we can now go for our scaffold widget. Which is this one. So let's save and see the changes. So let's save. And yeah, we can now see a beautiful white screen. And this scaffold widget has a set of properties. From here, we can see we have the app bar, which is this one with a title. And then we have a body, which is this one. And then what do we have? We have a floating action button. So let's quickly add an app bar. So to add an app bar, you add app bar like this. Then you call for the app bar widget. This one, then we make sure to bring our semicolon. We make sure to bring our comma. So for us to work with this app bar, we need to remove this constant from there. And now we can now have a clean code. So you add a title, which will be the text widget that we first created, which will say, which will give this information called hello world, like so. comma, and then let's save to look at the changes. So yeah, we are now having this blue app bar, and we are getting this blue app bar because the theme of our app was what was blue. So I guess we can change this one to red, and then we'll get a nice red app bar like this one. We can change this one to any color of our choice, like green, for instance, and we are getting this beautiful green app bar. You can add a property known as the body, like so, and then you can give it a widget called text. I hope you are now familiar with this widget. So this widget will also call, so well, yeah, it will give us hello world. So let's save it and let's look at our output. So as you can see, we can now see the hello world on top here. So the whole this section is for the body. Since we haven't added a floating action button or a bottom navigation, we now have this whole screen to be the body section. Let me bring comma and save for the code to refactor beautifully. Let's change this one to be something like title, title bar, title bar like this. Then let me add a constant to it. Then let me add constant to this one too as well. Constant like this. Then let's save.